In this scenario, optimistic estimates are 3 to 6 months to get things limping along, probably 2 to 10 years to get things really going okay. In 2007, I think, somewhere around mid-2000 decade, there was another solar storm that hit South Africa. Don't know, it knocked out one of these transformers in Sweden, but it knocked out 13 to 14 in South Africa. Now, when 1 or 2 go down, they can kind of compensate fairly easily. But 13 to 14 in South Africa meant the only way they could deal with it was for a year, they had rolling blackouts to the entire country. So imagine trying to work when your whole shopping center, your whole business complex would be out of power for 6 to 7 hours, 3 days a week. You know, your refrigerators are down, your elevators are down, your air conditioning's down, there's no lighting, and every available backup generator got scarfed up in the first 24 hours or 10 hours. Yes?
I'm wondering about your graph there, what the colors represent and the size of the ovals.
The size of the ovals are areas where it's like hopelessly collapsed. That there's,
red
it's like
bad, green is not quite so bad.
No, I'm not. I don't remember. I'm sorry. I have to look. It's been too long since I read the report. But these are like interconnections of big sites, and I'm not quite sure the difference between red and green are basically like fried things and transformers. Not everyone dies, and there's different geomagnetic events depending on where they came in. So they had different graphs. Yes.
How does this affect natural gas supply?
Okay. Well, unfortunately, it's a good news, bad news scenario. It used to be that natural gas systems require on compression pumps to keep the gas flowing down the lines and keep it pressurized. And it used to be that the pumps ran on natural gas. But now they've upgraded most of the system to electric pumps. So when the grid goes down, obviously your pumping and refining of fuels totally stops. Your delivery of fuels totally stops. And your natural gas will run as long as the pressure keeps it flowing. But the gas pumping at the source will probably shut down shortly, because if they're fueled by diesel pumps and stuff, they won't have fuel deliveries. And the compression pumps that keep it going along the line will shut down. Some of the areas with the old pumps will keep compressing for as long as they still have a supply to compress from. And other areas will be shut down instantaneously, and basically as soon as you bleed off the pressure, there will be no pumps will kick in to repressurize them. So as far as counting on natural gas in an earthquake, you know it's going to be gone. And in an EMP and solar storm, it's going to be gone at varying levels of time before it goes down. So what you're going to see is a cascading collapse infrastructure situation. So this is very similar to Hurricane Katrina, only Hurricane Katrina was like right here, and this is really right here, because this part of the country, if killer trees in Oregon could take down the grid over the entire West Coast up to British Columbia, just from some trees, and in the East Coast, 50 million people lost power in the great blackout of 2009 or whenever it was. 50 million people lost power, and at first it was terrorists, but actually those terrorists were trees again. So Kappenman says, obviously, this is overly optimistic, because the cascading collapse results will really take down far more. And once the grid is like totally collapsed, it's extremely hard to restart. Normally, there's pieces of the grid that are still up and running, so they can isolate pieces and restart piece by piece by piece. But if it all goes down, then they'll have to isolate and try restarting individual pieces.